Okay, Dave, thanks for joining us. We'll start with the news that has just broken in the last few minutes that finally Harry Pickering's deal's done and dusted. Tell us how you feel. Tell us about how the deal's been constructed.
I think it's a good move for everyone. Good move for the boy. Good move for us. We're getting back on loan. Obviously, a good move for Blackburn. I think I think everyone's in agreement that it's the right course of action. So we'll wish him well in June onwards.
It's a strange one, isn't it? But that's the way the modern day going. It never used to happen like this, did it? Yes, players sometimes do go back to the former clubs in previous as years go by, but not immediately. But that has changed now, and for you, that's a great feeling that you've still got, arguably the best left back in League One playing for you.
Yeah, I think it was important that we didn't lose both fullbacks. I said that to the agent. We did the deal in that way. I think it was the right thing all round. Thankfully, the agent agreed to that, and obviously Blackburn did. They took Barry Douglas, extended his deal, and they've got Amari Bell there, so they weren't in desperate need for one. And I'm sure they'd rather have a player playing football than sat in their stand or on the bench. So I think it's like I say, it's a well constructed deal all round.
You've managed him for a few years. You've now handed him the captaincy as well in the last few games, and his record is impeccable at the moment because I don't think he's lost a game. Touch wood, that can continue for you since he's taken over the captaincy. But do you feel in his career where you are today that this is right now, that he becomes that championship player?
Well, he is a championship player. Today's proved that. He was a championship player last week, and I truly believe that he'll go on again because he's good enough. His techniques are excellent. You compare him to Ashley Westwood, who went to Villa from here and then on to Burnley and has played hundreds of games in the Premier League. Picks his techniques and temperament and attitude is just the same, if not even better than West's. And West is an excellent player. So I've got absolutely no doubt that Blackburn's going to get a very good player. He's going to develop over the next couple of years and go on. And if he develops like he has done at this football club, like he will do at Blackburn, then I can't see him not ending up where he, at the very top.
And the one thing that your football club has done, as you said, as this January transfer window came open, you're not in a position that you have to sell. You're financially sound, probably better than you've been for a long time. And when Blackburn first came knocking, they didn't reach what you were looking for, but you stood your ground and you've now got the transfer fee that the football club decided was right.
Yeah, I think, a lot of credit, has to go to, the old board, if you like, in getting the buyout sorted so that this football club could say no. That's the bottom line. This time last year, we probably couldn't have said no to the initial offers. But we can, and we did, and that means you get more value for money for what you've invested in your players. And it's not that we try and stop any player moving on, but at the same time, it's got right for the football club. We're all custodians, whether that be the chairman and the board or me as manager. We're all custodians. There'll be people after us, so we've got to hand it over in the best shape possible. Whether that's the actual football club, from the chairman and the board's point of view, from me as manager, you've got to hand the team over whenever that day arises. You've got to hand it over in a better state, and that's all our jobs, and we're fully aware of that. So, like I say, I think it's a good deal. It's a good deal all around.
It's like Christmas Eve for the agents, isn't it? They love it. These agents, they're putting names out here, there, and everywhere. Your supporters have jumped a little bit this morning because they've seen Charlie Kirk straight up name mentioned at Charlton Athletic. Just tell us what you know about that. Is there anything in that?
What I'd say is the same agent that got involved in another deal is trying to get involved in another deal. Listen, we'll see where it gets to.
And for you, is the shop still open? Are you likely to do any business? I know you know if you're not going to reveal if you are or if you aren't, but are you still trying to do it?
Yeah.
Any is it good, looking good? Is it moving all right for you? Do you feel as though it can happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you can pull off the next one, you're well satisfied now. Harry Pickering back, your players that you bought in, January window over, and get on with it.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I can't wait for tomorrow's game. Not because I'm looking forward particularly to go to Shrewsbury. It could be Wembley, and it'd be the same feeling, you know. So I don't think I'm being disrespectful to Shrewsbury, in particular. It's the fact that it's February the 2nd, and my phone won't be pinned to my ear for every minute of every day. So, you know, I'm looking forward to, just a bit of R&R in between the games or when I can, rather than the incessant nature of what happens in January.
Well, let's look at where you are then. How are you judging it at the moment? It looks a bit to me like the old half glass half full situation. If you look at it, 1 defeat in 12, 1 win in 7, and 5 draws in 7, and you're not over the moon that you made a draw against Ipswich. It just tells you what expectations you are and the standards you're setting.
Yeah, I think. I think we're not happy with our own performances, and by association the results. Like I said, we've lost 1 in 12 in League One. So you've got to temper that, but then that means nothing if we're not getting better. We're not improving. We're not getting closer to where we want to be. So yeah, we've got to, we've got to be satisfied on one hand, but bitterly disappointed on the other. We've got to make sure we are striving to win, every game possible, and not satisfied with points against Ipswich or whoever it might be. We've got to win games of football. That's what we're paid to do. That's what we have to do, and that's what we should be trying to do. And it's not for a one to try, but we've got to be better. We've got to be better. So, we've got to make sure that in these tough periods of the season, sort of from November to February, that's when it gets tough. I heard Guardiola speak a couple of years ago now, and he said that's when it's the tough months, because the players can't either see the prize or the beach. And it's true. He's absolutely spot on. A man of his wisdom, football wisdom, he doesn't very often get things wrong. And I agree 100% with him. So I go, if this is our blip, losing 1 in 12, then it's not a bad blip. If this is our sticky patch, oh, bloody hell, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. So, like I say, I'm contented on one hand, bitterly frustrated on another. We've got a great opportunity to make sure our platform that we are setting now and over the last few weeks and going forward in the next few weeks is a brilliant platform to kick on whenever we decide to kick on. Now, I can't, I'd wanted to kick on last Tuesday and last Saturday. So, I can't be too harsh on the boys. We've got to keep working hard, keep striving to be better. And once January's out of the way and it all settles down, we can really focus on that end prize, if you like, and that's what we've got to do.
Fine margins, aren't they? And I think the one thing that possibly is just galling you and your coaching staff is the lack of those clean sheets.
Yep, it's an area for improvement in recent weeks. There's no danger of that.
But you're talking about improvement. One team that you are facing, I know you're over the halfway stage, but it's the first time actually you faced him in the league, is Shrewsbury. And I know he's not well at the moment, Steve Cox, and we wish him from your football club and everybody else all the best. But they've really have improved, haven't they, Dave, under his regime and the stuff he's brought in?
Yeah. Firstly, we wish Steve, a speedy recovery. Nobody wants to see anyone ill in the game of football, and we're no different. I've seen him twice in the last month. I saw him beat Doncaster away over Christmas. I saw him beat Blackpool at home. I think it was just in the new year, something like that. They are extremely hard-working, competitive, and they've got a bit about them. And they're getting result after result after result. Steve knows how to set a team up, knows how to get the best out of players, and the players are responding. You can't take anything away from any one of them players that steps foot on the pitch for Shrewsbury at the minute. They're a tough nut to crack, and it'll be a real tough game, real tough game. They're in great form, and we've got to make sure that we accept that challenge. That's where we're at. That's where they're at. And like I've said to you before, we respect everyone, don't fear anyone. But like I said, Shrewsbury are going to be a tough nut to crack, and we've got to go there and play well.
One player who's got himself in the team is Daniel Udo, of course. It didn't quite work out for you and for him at the club. I remember when you said when he left, we wish him well. We hope he goes on and gets a future in the game.
Yeah.
And full credit to the boy, he's doing that. Yeah,
I've got a hell of a lot of time for Daniel. He's a terrific fella. We all wished it had worked out this football club for him because he's such a nice fella. Honestly, he had to take a couple of steps back, rediscover himself a little bit on the football pitch, and then come back. And he's done that, and he's done that terrifically well. And one thing you know about Daniel, he will work his socks off and he'll give everything. And we're glad to see him doing well. We are. I'll speak to him tomorrow and wish him well after tomorrow night because he's such a nice fella. And like I say, whatever he remains as humble as what he is and as hardworking as what he is, he'll get opportunities in the game because that's what managers, really put a value on. And obviously, he scores some goals now. So all in all, he's doing ever so well. He's a League One footballer at the end of the day.
And just from your point of view, you had a stronger squad finally, Dave, that you could choose from at the weekend. Fingers crossed there's no reaction. And Donovan Daniel's getting a workout and some game time as well today. So hopefully, treatment room, fingers crossed, is looking okay.
Yeah, I've just seen him play his first 45 minutes for a while there, and he's looking fine. He's still a way off. No, nobody get excited too much yet, but he's heading in the right direction, and we've got to make sure that he, becomes fitter over a period of time that's comfortable with, us as managers and staff, but his own body and his head, if you like, and that he's comfortable with what we're doing. So that's where we're at, and like I say, it's nice to see him back on the pitch.